In this video, we're going to be talking about 5 different mistakes that you need to avoid as a buyer's agent that's going to be transitioning into a successful listing agent. My name is Chris with the Empire of Real Estate YouTube channel. On this channel, we talk about real estate, entrepreneurship, and personal finance. That way you can grow your own real estate empire, escape the rat race, and achieve financial freedom. So if you like this kind of content, smash that like button, hit the alerts, and subscribe. Okay, so newbie, starter, rookie agent, whatever you want to call it. If you're working with buyers right now and you want to make the switch to become a listing agent, this video is for you. We're going to talk about 5 critical mistakes that people make when they go to make this transition, and why oftentimes they fail and end up stuck working with buyers exclusively, and sometimes they even burn out because they want listings but they just can't figure out how to become a strong, powerful listing agent that gets a consistent flow of listings and listing clients. So when I started real estate, many of my mentors advised me to stay and stick with working with buyers. Just focus on buyers, get good at buyers, become a good buyer's agent. But I knew to survive in this business, I needed to become a skilled listing agent, because as the old saying goes, you have to list to last. And I truly believe that, especially in today's market. But becoming a listing agent comes with many challenges, and you must learn what those challenges are so you can start working on overcoming them and becoming skilled. The most successful and profitable agents in your local market and throughout the country are the ones that invested their time and mastered their craft to become a world-class listing agent. So let's dive into the 5 mistakes you must avoid. The first mistake is refusing to say no. The average listing can cost you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on some of the luxury listings to market and advertise. Because of this, you must choose your seller clients wisely. As a listing agent, you're going to run into unrealistic, unethical, and even unmotivated sellers. And you need to learn how to say no to these people, because these are the people that are going to waste your time and your money. Your reputation in this business is everything. And if you start working with the wrong clients that are doing unethical things, it can ruin that reputation you worked so hard to build really quickly. Unrealistic sellers will oftentimes tell you that their home is worth much more than you're suggesting, and they won't be able to give you any real reason why. There's no market data, there's no logical facts, they just feel their home is worth more because they said so. This is a red flag. Once you master the craft of being able to price houses correctly, you'll be able to spot these sellers from a mile away. As a listing agent, one of the big jobs that you have is to compile data, compile prices, and basically educate the seller on what the expectation is, what they could possibly net if they sell it at that amount of money, and guide them through the process. But if they're not willing to listen to your professional advice and they want to, say price the house at an unrealistic number, your best bet might be to cut them loose as a client and let some other agent eat those expenses and deal with an unrealistic seller that's likely to never sell. If not, you might end up spending a lot of time and money on clients that will never transact, on listings that will never sell. And that's a big waste. And you might feel good at the moment for signing the listing, but at the end of the day, you could be using that time and money to go attract realistic clients that will sell at a fair price, and ultimately give you a much more prosperous career. The number 2 mistake is not mastering the listing presentation. Becoming a listing agent is competitive work. You'll find yourself competing with some of the top brokers and listing agents in your state for the same client. Because of that, sellers are going to end up doing homework on you and asking you hard questions that buyer clients often won't. If you want more listings, you're going to have to practice objection handling. You're also going to need to learn how to present marketing material, net sheets, listing presentations, and ultimately make the client feel really comfortable and make them feel that they're in good hands. All seller clients just want to be comfortable, and they want to know that they're represented by someone that's knowledgeable and competent. The best way to make a seller feel comfortable is to showcase your confidence. And the best way to be confident as a real estate agent is to be a competent one. To build up your confidence as a real estate agent, I strongly suggest that you invest your time and find a role play partner so you can spend the time practicing your listing presentations and just going through the motions of feeling comfortable in front of people and presenting your package and presenting your value to a potential client. This will help you build over time and help you start being recognized with sellers as the local real estate expert. And that's what you want to be seen as, because that's how you're going to get more referral business, and that's how you're also going to win more listing presentations when you actually set the appointment from all that hard work that you're doing prospecting every week. The next most important thing to do is become the teacher. I know so many listing agents that don't do this, and this is one of the biggest game changers that you can make in your business. Imagine walking through a haunted house and all the lights are off. It's kind of scary. You don't know what's coming at you next. But imagine if you took that same example and flicked all the lights on. It's not that scary anymore if you know what's coming. And sellers feel the same way about a real estate transaction. And if you can become the teacher, they're going to appreciate you and they won't feel as scared and as nervous. And this is a stressful transaction. So whoever makes them feel comfortable and whoever guides them the best, they're going to hire. So you have to develop a teacher's mindset. The very first meeting should be all about learning the seller's individual needs and educating them on the actual process so they know what to expect. Selling your home can be one of the most stressful times. For most people, this is the largest and most important asset that they have. And it also involves moving their living condition. They want to know that they're doing the right thing, and they want to know that you're the right realtor to guide them through this stressful time. Sellers want to know that no big surprises are going to happen during the real estate transaction. And if big surprises do happen, they want to know that you're the right person to be able to handle them. Because of this, they're looking for an agent with the heart of a teacher. Spend the time and invest to educate the client. Outline exactly what their needs are and then dial in with research and data what you can do and what they can expect in this market. During this sit down, some of the things you might be presenting with them is, sales comps, the average days on market. This is important data. How much time are they going to need to expect to keep their house on the market before it actually sells? If the house is priced right, how many days is it going to take to sell? You can get all this data from your MLS. So this is important stuff. And make sure you do a seller net sheet. So many agents don't do this with their seller clients, and they're just left guessing at the end of the day what they're going to net. And this can be a huge motivational tool for sellers to get them off the fence if they're thinking maybe I shouldn't sell or maybe I should sell. If you show them cold hard numbers of what they're estimated to be able to net after they pay your commission, after they pay the attorney fees, after they pay everything, that's a big eye opener for many sellers, especially in this market, because most sellers have a ton of equity because the housing market has gone crazy the past couple years. Number 4 is simple, and it's simply not prospecting enough. I know I keep beating a dead horse with this, but it's so important. If you're going to spend your time and focus on becoming a powerful listing agent, you need to focus on prospecting. Think about baseball. The more chances you have at bat, the more likely you are to swing and hit a home run. In real estate sales, we are all, just searching for that next home run listing. And the best way to hit that home run is to spend more time on the phone prospecting. Every single day, new listings hit the market. But why aren't you the listing agent on those listings? You got to ask yourself this question. Go into your MLS, click the new listings tab, and you're going to see, a ton of properties that came on the market even today. But you got to ask, why not you? Why didn't that person hire you? And the chances are it's not because you're a bad agent, and it's not because they wouldn't have hired you. The thing is, they don't even know you exist because you didn't spend enough time on the phone prospecting and getting to know people in your local community. Because of this, they didn't even have a chance to hire you. You didn't even have a chance to swing the bat at that listing presentation because you didn't put the work in prospect and get in contact with those potential sellers. If you're like myself, you know you have great services to offer clients, but you need to spend more time in lead generation mode so those people can discover you and discover how good you are as an agent. The competition in real estate sales is heavy, and there are many hard truths about this business. And think about it. How many different agents are in your state that are just part-time and they're taking a large cut of the business because they might know an uncle or an aunt that's selling their property and they're going to get that sale over you in most cases? These agents are all taking a cut of the pie. And because of this, you need to spend more time now than ever prospecting for new leads and new clients. And if you put the work in every single day, at least 5 days a week, you're not going to have to worry about it, because you're going to build up a big pipeline of business and potential clients that you're going to follow up on. And that process snowballs. And that snowball will lead into a really big, powerful business if you stay on top of it and stay committed. If you stay committed to the process and you constantly prospect for new listings and you build a database, I highly suggest you get a CRM. One that you could look at is Follow Up Boss. That's one that me and my team use to follow up, effectively and efficiently and not have to put too much thought into it. But there are a million CRMs out there, and you don't need to spend a ton of money. Just get the leads in a system and follow up with them. And eventually it's like a gumball machine. The more quarters you put in, the more that are going to come out. So this is a big deal, and this is something that you have to start working on in your business. So let's talk about a couple different lead sources that you can start prospecting today. The first one is for sale by owner. These people will likely give up and they'll list with an agent. If you follow up with them correctly and add enough value, they'll likely list with you. When you call for sale by owner, make sure that you're not pressure selling them and asking them, hey, why aren't you listed with an agent? That's the fastest way to get hung up on and blocked by a for sale by owner. Call them up, ask them questions, be interested in their sale, and say, hey, if you ever need anything, follow up with me. I'm here to help. And then contact that person every couple weeks. If you can get an appointment to go out and see the actual for sale by owner property, that's even better. Go out there, meet with them, be friendly, and then follow up, because when they decide to give up and they decide they don't want to sell it for sale by owner anymore, you want to be the person that they call. Next is for rent by owner. For rent by owners is a good source of business, because these people are people that are trying to rent their property and they might be thinking about unloading because the market's so hot. So if you can just call them up, have a quick conversation and say, hey, are you thinking about selling? Do you have any interest to get in a home value report? A lot of times these people will entertain that topic because they're investors and they want to see how much equity they could have and see if their capital gains could be used somewhere else. So this is a really strong source. And another thing not to forget about this source is, with this lead category, you can also flip them. If they say, hey, look, I'm not looking to sell, you can also ask them if they're looking to acquire more properties for their rental property portfolio. So this can turn into a buyer client as well. Expired listings, this is basically when someone prices a house wrong and the house just sits there. Eventually it expires, it comes off the market. You can work these. In this market, it's really tough to get those because a lot of the houses are selling so quick, even if they're overpriced. But when the market shifts, this is something that you can spend some more time focusing on. Circle prospecting is basically when you get a list in a neighborhood, call that neighborhood up, try to build relationship with the homeowner in that neighborhood, and then you could basically follow up with that person and build a real meaningful relationship with them. And eventually they'll end up sending you clients, and maybe they'll even sell their house with you in the future. Last but not least is your sphere of influence. Don't forget to reach out to them, prospect with them, and basically build value after you close the sale of your past clients, and then also your friends and family. Make sure that they know that you're in real estate and let them know that you're there to help and do anything that you can to help them with their real estate needs, or even their friends' real estate needs, because you will get referrals from that. Do not spend your time taking overpriced listings, because this is a big problem and a lot of agents do it. You don't go to a listing appointment, and if you know someone's overpriced by $20,000 or $30,000, just don't take the listing and say yes, because what's going to happen is you're going to put a lot of financial resources and investment, and most importantly, you're going to put your time into this, and the listing's most likely not going to sell. And if they're not realistic and they're not willing to budge, then you're probably best off putting your time somewhere else. Because if you're taking overpriced listings, not only does it make you look bad to other people in the community, which at the end of the day, it does matter, because if someone sees your sign go up and then 30 or 40 days later, it's still not sold, and then the neighbor down the street lists with another agent and that person sells it in 3 days because they priced it right, the consumer doesn't really understand that person, your client, decided they didn't want to listen to you and take your advice. They just see it as, you don't know how to sell houses and I'm never going to hire that agent, or I'm never going to call that agent. So it puts a bad reputation on you as a listing agent. And if someone that you're going up against decides to pull your MLS data and look at your stats, this can be a really bad thing, because now it looks like you don't know how to sell property when you really do. and you're just not being honest with clients and you're taking overpriced listings and hoping that they're willing to do a price reduction. So try to avoid this as much as you can. I know in this market, overpricing by a little bit, you can get away with it. But again, just try to gauge what the client's thinking and try to gauge if you're going to be able to work with this person successfully to get to the finish line and ultimately close on their house. So becoming a listing agent has many different challenges. It comes with many different hurdles you have to overcome, but I highly suggest you start working on it today and start becoming 1% better every single day in your business. So go out there, find yourself a real estate agent that you can partner with, kind of practice the back and forth, do some role play with, maybe do it 2 or 3 times a week, and really sharpen your skills as a listing agent so you can start building and start growing your business into the goals that you want for this year. So let me know below how everything is going with your career, and let me know if you're looking to make the transition into focusing on more listings this year, and let me know how it's going. So thanks for watching, and you have a great day.